Guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you're all having a great day. And with no further ado, let's get into the week 16 picks, which is crazy to say, but yeah, 3 more weeks of the regular season, and then it's over with. So let's start off with tonight's game. Rams, Seahawks. Winner is first place, not just in the NFC West, but in the entire NFC, and controls their destiny to the top seed. Rams obviously already won the first game at home. Now Devontae Adams still is unknown whether he'll play tonight or if he is going to miss this game. But I'm gonna go with the Rams. They just seem like the better team right now. They're clicking on all cylinders. And Seattle's looked a little off the past couple of weeks. They have not been looking the greatest on offense. And I think LA has the better offense. Seattle has the better defense, but the better offense. But the Rams, I think, get it done, and they sweep the Seahawks, and with 2 games left, can clinch that top seed. Really, for a couple more wins. Moving on to the Saturday games. Starting off, it's actually Eagles, Commanders, then Packers, Bears. So Philly need to win and they clinch the NFC East. Washington maybe trying to pull a spoiler at home, but I'm going to take the Eagles, even though they have not looked the greatest. And this team is very concerning when playoffs come around because I don't know if they're going to win a playoff game. I think against these bad teams, although division game, maybe Washington comes out fighting. But I'm going to go with the Eagles to lock up the NFC East and be the first repeat champion since I think like the 03-04 Eagles, I think. And then the second game on Saturday, Packers Bears for the division. Chicago could have a huge lead if they win this game. Green Bay's been banged up after that bad Broncos game. I'm gonna go with the Bears to get the win. I think they can do it. I think Chicago is one more healthier, and two have looked pretty good. Like the first matchup, I mean, they almost won that game despite the slow start. And I think at home and with Green Bay banged up all across the offensive and defensive side, I think the Bears could get a huge win and be 11-4 and possibly win their first North title in 7 years. Went on to the Sunday games. Starting off, Chargers at the Cowboys. Dallas, I mean, their playoff chances were probably eliminated if Philly wins on Saturday. So it's kind of like a game where it's like not really much to play for. Taking on a Chargers team that technically can still win the AFC West because they're only 2 games back, and obviously they still play the Broncos. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers on the road. They just look pretty good, and against the Dallas defense that yes feasted against offenses that weren't that great. I think they can do just enough. And I think this LA defense can play well against a Dallas offense that has been struggling the past couple of weeks um, to play well. Moving on, Chiefs at the Titans. Obviously, this will be Gardner Minshew, no Patrick Mahomes. Taking on the Titans, who played well against the Niners last week. They looked, I thought, fairly confident against a Niners team that obviously is better than them. And I actually could see Tennessee winning this game with how banged up the Chiefs are. And Tennessee maybe trying to get a upset win late in the year to show they could do something. I'm gonna take the Titans at home. I know it's a crazy pick to say, but with no Mahomes and with this Chiefs team eliminated, and I feel like the whole team is just like distraught. It seems like they're just not really playing for anything. Went with the Titans to get a huge upset win and pull off an upset most people probably aren't seeing. Moving on, Jets at the Saints. The battle of two teams who have not been very good. New Orleans looked a lot better the past couple of weeks, and I'm going to go with Nola against the Jets team that fired Steve Wilks. Clearly, are just trying to get a top pick to probably get their franchise quarterback. And I think a Saints team that maybe does have their franchise QB in Tyler Shough can get their third straight win. And hey, maybe they could end on a winning streak and enter 2026 with a much improved roster. A team that maybe could win that division, which is wide open. Seems like every year. Maybe the Saints next year could be a huge team to make that leap from decent to good. Moving on, Vikings at the Giants, Minnesota, back-to-back wins where J.D. McCarthy's looked really good. Taking on a Giants team that I think is trying to lose out. I mean, you never want to say that, but it really seems like New York just is trying to lose out, get a top pick, trade away, and a Vikings team that maybe is trying to finish the year on a high note after not starting off great. I think they get a huge win against the Vikings team. I mean, against the Giants team that, well, it has some decent players. I think is clearly moving on to the future. And look, the Vikings have to see what JJ McCarthy is if he's the long term guy. If he plays well for the third straight game, even though it is against not the greatest defenses, maybe that's a sign that 2026, with another year under his belt, he could be the guy in Minnesota. Moving on to Bucks at Panthers. Winner is number top seed in the NFC South. Two teams who fairly just have not been great. Tampa, after that great 5-1 start where it felt like Mayfield was going to win MVP, felt like the Bucks were going to be a Super Bowl contender. They've gone 2-6 in their last 8 games. They have just truly struggled despite getting a lot of guys back off the injury. Carolina, the tale of two ends. I mean, some games they look like they're finally going to be a contender. Other games, they look like the same old Panthers. Honestly, I don't really know who I'm going to pick, but I'm going to say the Panthers. You know, it seems like whenever they have a bad loss,